Alright, so today we're fixing this drawer from a old cabinet at my dad's house. It's split apart here. Can you see that? There we go. It's split apart right there. And it was held together with staples. This is pretty typical of, you know, mid-grade furniture, I guess. So, now we need to get this out. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue this back together. And anything's a hammer if you use it long enough. What I'm trying to do is basically, on the other end there's staples just like this. I'm trying to gently back those out. And I didn't feel like finding my hammer. So now we have these staples. We're going to have to get those out, or at least backed out. And you'll see that this is split here. We're going to drill a hole here that ends it from splitting. And it's going to get filled with glue and some toothpicks. So grab my handy dandy pliers. And we're just going to take these staples, and I'm just kind of prying them out very gently. I want to try to keep them straight because I'm going to reuse these. See, they're real easy to get out. You don't have to hit hard. Just kind of tap at them, and they'll start to back out. And this is a repair that pretty much anyone should be able to do. Come on, back out, damn it. Put it here on the edge of the table, back it up a little better. There we go. Alright, back these ones back out. Alright, they're all nice and backed out. Now the spot where it split, you follow the crack to the end, which on here is right about there. No, here. I'm going to chuck this up in the drill. So the crack ends right about here, so I'm drilling just past the end. So if it cracks any further, it gets to there and it helps prevent it from cracking further. That's stapled down the back. So what we want to do is get glue show you on here. There's this slot. That's where this fits into. So we want to get glue in that, in all the pieces. And this bottom is stapled to the bottom of this, which I don't want to undo. I'd rather, you know, do less if I can. Alright, and I'm just using Titebond wood glue. Any wood glue would work. This is what the guy at the store said. It was good. So I went for it. There's other brands that are a little cheaper. But this was not expensive at any rate. It was like $6. And you just put a good amount in there. Plenty. And I'll kind of want to fit that pieces back together, just like that. And I'll pull it apart, I want to make sure that there's glue getting in contact with all of the pieces here. You can always wipe some glue away after you push it together. That's kind of our last step with this. And this is where we grab I'm just using electrical tape. You could use clamps. You could use some other kind of tape. I chose electrical because it's got some stretch to it. So when I wrap it around here, I can have a little tension. You don't even need a lot, just enough. One time around, or 1.5 times around. Come on, tear. There we go. And it's using some wet paper towel, or damp paper towel, really. Wipe this stuff up. And it's just water. Alright, now take that wet paper towel, wipe away the excess. You can even just use your finger and that'll help push it right into the remaining crack there. And this glue dries clear, so you won't really see it once this is all done. And I'm just kind of looking at stuff, making sure that my pieces are really pushed together. Like here, I need to put the tape around at this end, because it's wanting to separate itself. And you could do this, you could put just something heavy on here to hold the pieces together. Well, the glue dries. Glue takes about a day to dry, or to dry completely. And I'm getting all this glue off the table. One, because I don't really want the table being stained up with glue. But I don't want to be getting a bunch of glue all over the piece I'm working on, except for, you know, where I want it. Because then that's just more cleaning I have to do later. Where did my roll of paper towel go? Oh, there it is. And if you've got glue on your piece where you don't want it, you want to get it wiped up, you know, pretty as promptly as you can. It'll be easier to get off now than it will be once it dries. And for reference, this thing is a drawer that came from my dad's, and I mean, it's been around as long as I can remember. So it's got to be probably 50 years old or more. But I'm not 50. All right, now with this last piece, I'm going to kind of dry fit it here. And see, I'm going to have to loosen these. Okay, or just stretch that to get the back to line up. There's not much overlap here between, so like the bottom of the drawer doesn't stick out very far past the side. Definitely not as deep as that groove is. Glue on this table. So I'm actually going to put some paper towel down underneath that. There we go. Alright, so let me see this. I'm going to separate this just a little bit so I can get that glue in there along that crack. So I'm going to take a toothpick, try to work that in here, right at the very close to the end, just to open that crack up a pinch. So I'm just going to offset it. So okay, I want to get it all along the cracked part here. And this is going to end up making a fair a bit of a mess, but that's okay. I want to get at it from the other side, work some of that glue in. And now, okay, I think I'm ready to pop this back together. I'm just gonna put a little smear down these. And in here. Alright, just make sure everything's lined up good. And if you're doing this really, having like a small hammer would be more convenient, but let's see, can I use this like a nail punch? See, perfect. Every tool is another tool if you use it wrong enough. Now, where did that, here's that other staple. See, it's kind of done up, but it's all right. Just take your pliers and straighten it out a bit. And this is what I would consider, well, not quite a $0 repair, but pretty close. Kind of depends if you want to count the glue when, I mean, maybe you already have it around, but I probably used about 1 cent worth of glue. You know, a little water, a little paper towel. And there are other glues you could use. I mean, I suppose one could use Elmer's glue. The good old school glue. Wood glue's cheap. You can probably get a small container at the dollar store. And there we go. This thing is basically fixed. The one thing I do want to do, maybe, remember that little hole we drilled there? Right now it's full of glue. But what I'm going to do here is try to also fill it with a toothpick. You just want to take your finger, swipe it along these edges where you do the gluing. You know, kind of forces it into the crack a little more. Gives you a cleaner finished product when you're done. Anyway, that hole's right there. It's about 2 toothpicks. So, because toothpicks are, you know, pointed, I'm going to go one from each side like this. So you end up with something that's kind of equal shaped, I guess, end to end. And the goal is not to slam it in there. You just want to tap it in a bit. Maybe use this part here. There we go. That's a better hammer. And it kind of breaks off. There we go. That broke. That's good. Break that off. And I almost got my good shirt into that glue. Double check, make sure I did. This glue is water cleanup, but you got to clean it up pretty promptly. Otherwise it will become pretty damn permanent. Anyway, I'm just going to take my pocket knife. That just helps fill the hole, and then work a little more of that glue in there. Remember, there's already glue in it to begin with. There you go. Fixed. Let it dry for 24 hours and put it back in service. All right, peace.